6 out of 10 businesses started by young Kenyans will collapse within 3 years. Not because the idea was bad, not because the person was not smart enough. Most of the time, it's because nobody ever taught them the difference between a business that's struggling and a business that's dying. And that same confusion is wrecking people's jobs, their side hustles, and even their relationships. By the end of this video, you will have a simple framework to tell the two apart. So you stop quitting the things that just needed 6 more months and stop clinging to the things that were never going to work. Welcome back to No One Taught Me This, the channel where we cover everything school forgot to mention. Today's lesson: when to quit and when to push through. Because in your late 20s and 30s, this decision shows up everywhere. The job, the hustle, the course, and even the relationship. And getting it wrong quietly costs you years. Kenya's own labor data shows youth unemployment is sitting at around 15%, and close to 9 out of 10 young people entering the workforce end up absorbed in small businesses and side hustles, not formal jobs. So when someone quits too early or holds on too long, it is not a small mistake. It is months, sometimes years of income and momentum gone. Picture this. Brenda starts a small cosmetics business from her house in Ruaka. First 3 months are rough. Low sales, high rent, a supplier who keeps disappointing her. She quits in month 4, convinced it was a bad idea. Meanwhile, her friend Acheng, doing almost the exact same thing in Kitengela, pushes through the same rough patch. Because she was tracking her numbers and could see that they were actually improving, just slowly. 14 months later, Acheng's business is her main income. Brenda is back in a job she doesn't like, wondering what happened. Same struggle, different decision. That decision came down to one thing: knowing what to actually look at before deciding to quit or stay. Let's break this into 3 concrete things you can use starting this week. Number 1, check the trend, not the snapshot. Most people quit based on how things feel this week: a bad week, a slow month, a brutal Monday. But one bad snapshot tells almost nothing. What actually matters is the trend line over time. Are things getting better, staying flat, or genuinely getting worse? Kenya's own SMEs data backs this up. Nearly a half of small businesses that fail in year 1, when the trend is naturally choppy and unpredictable. The businesses that survive are not the ones with 0 bad weeks. They are the ones whose owners tracked performance over months, not days, and could see a real upward or downward direction before deciding anything. This week, write down your last 3 to 6 months of data with whatever you are deciding on. Sales, salary growth, how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10, whatever applies. If you can't even see 3 months of consistent data, that's your answer. It's too early to quit. Give it time to actually show you a trend. 2. Separate this is hard from this is wrong. Hard and wrong feel identical in the moment. Both show up as stress, doubt, and the urge to run. But they need completely different responses. Hard means you push through and build the skill. Wrong means the situation itself is broken, no amount of effort fixes it. Say, for example, a Matatu Sacco driver who's exhausted and losing money some weeks because he's not learned the best routes and peak hours yet. That's hard, and it gets better with experience. Now compare that to a driver stuck on a route where the Sacco takes an unreasonable cut and the vehicle is falling apart faster than he can fix it. That's wrong, and no amount of grit fixes the broken structure. One needs to push through a learning curve, the other needs to live. Ask yourself this specific question about whatever you're weighing it right now. If I got significantly better at this tomorrow, will the outcome actually change? If yes, that's hard and it's worth pushing through. If no, the structure itself is a problem, and that's your sign to plan your exit. Number 3, calculate the cost of staying, not just the cost of living. Most people only calculate what they will lose by quitting: the income, the status, the sunk cost of everything they have already put in. Almost nobody calculates the cost of staying: the time, energy, and the opportunities quietly draining away every month they don't leave. Say someone has been in sales job for 2 years with 0 growth, watching younger hires getting promoted past them, telling themselves, I've already put in 2 years, I can't quit now. That's the sunk cost talking. What they are not calculating is the cost of staying. Another year of flat growth is another year not spent building the skills or savings that will actually move them forward. The 2 years already spent are gone either way. The only real question is what the next year is worth. So this week, write two lists side by side. What staying cost me over the next 12 months and what leaving cost me right now. Most people have never written the first list. Once you do, the decision usually gets a lot clearer. Let's lock it in. 1. Look at the trend over months, not the snapshot from one bad week. 2. Figure out if it's hard or if it's wrong, because only one of those gets better with effort. 3. Calculate the cost of staying, not just the cost of living, because staying is not free either. If no one taught you this either, you are not behind, you just didn't have the syllabus yet. That's what we are here for. And I want to know, what's the one thing you're deciding right now? Whether to quit or to push through? Drop it in the comments. I actually read them. See you in the next episode.